The tomb of Perneb originated from the 5th dynasty in the Old Kingdom during the reigns of Isis and Unis, around 2381 BC to 2323 BC. It is located at necropolis of Saqqara, about 30 kilometers south of the pyramids of Giza. The Egyptians believe that after you die, your spirit lives on. Like human beings, the spirit needs a house to sleep and eat. After you are buried, relatives and priests come to your tomb and leave food and drinks in the offering room above the burial chamber. This way your spirit will never go hungry or thirsty. The tomb of Perneb was built to last a lifetime after your death, which is why they chose to build a tomb out of limestone. As I entered the courtyard, it was spacious and I felt welcomed. However, when I entered the main entrance of the tomb, a completely different feeling overcame me. I felt suffocated. All the chambers were much smaller than I expected. My favorite aspect of the tomb was Perneb's statue chamber. When you're standing in the south offering chamber, there is a slot in the wall in which you can view the statue of Perneb. I felt this was very mystical and I felt as if I were making an offering. The Temple of Dendur is a Nubian temple, which was built in 15 BC by the Emperor Augustus of Rome for the goddess Isis of Philae. The purpose of the temple was to serve as a place for making offerings to the gods. Augustus had many temples erected in Egyptian style honoring the Egyptian deities. From this room you can look into the temple past the middle room used for offering ceremonies and into the sanctuary of the goddess Isis. The temple itself is small in size, however, it felt spacious. The gateway that leads to the temple felt like it were a welcome center. In the temple, there were many reliefs on the wall of pharaohs making offerings to the gods. This made me feel as if I were in a very sacred sanctuary. The gateway to the temple was my favorite aspect of the site. It made me feel welcomed and wanted to explore further into the temple. Overall, the feeling I got from the Temple of Dendur was completely different from the Tomb of Perneb. The Tomb of Dendur was constructed in a way which primarily was meant to make offerings to the gods by the public. The Tomb of Perneb was a place to make offerings to the deceased. It was meant for family and priests to visit the tomb.